So part 3 on how to be successful at short-term rentals. This part 3 is all about specifically for if you're going to be leasing property rather than buying property. A lot of people stumble when it comes to leasing in terms of how do I go to an agent and convince them to give me a property to lease, which then I can rent out as a short-term rental, because essentially you're renting it and then renting it out again. We call that rent to rent. So with obviously leasing properties, I can't go into loads and loads of detail in a quick video, but the one bit of advice that I've got to get started is the only way that you're going to get better at something and understand how you do it, rather than working off the script that this guy is giving you at a training course, right, is to just go and do it and keep doing it and be persistent, because the more persistent you are and the more you do it, the better you get at learning how you're going to word things for you. The one piece of advice that I've got, and anyone can do this and mix this into how they're doing it, is instead of going into estate agents to sell them your concept of short-term rental leasing, is to just arrange viewings. And the way that you arrange the viewing without being untoward saying that you want to live in there and you want to rent it off them, is just arrange viewings of properties that you think are going to be good and suit what you want to do. So arrange viewings so that you can go and see them, and arrange them on the pretense that you are a company looking to rent it out as a company, right? So a company let. And when you get there, you explain to them that you're a company that's looking at renting it out and then putting people in there on a basis that they want to be in there for less than 6 months. So people that wouldn't qualify for a normal tenancy. And that's the best way to describe it and start the conversation, because if you've already said that you're a company looking to rent it means they're happy to do company lets, right? So they're already okay with company lets, which is fine. And then you're sort of going into the description of what you're going to do without using some weird terminology like, service accommodation, or, that you're going to be renting it, on Airbnb or at booking.com or whatever that might be. You're just explaining it in real English exactly what you're doing. You're letting people rent it out that wouldn't qualify for a tenancy because they want to stay in the area for less than 6 months. That's my advice on what you need to do to get started with leasing property for short-term rental.